Picture yourself walking down a street blanketed in a thick, heavy fog. Up ahead, you notice a blurry, dark shape moving in the distance. In that moment, your brain doesn't instantly know what it's looking at. It starts with a blank slate and builds up a picture of the world one layer at a time. The first thing your mind registers is the most basic concept possible, that there is a thing out there. It simply exists. Philosophers call this the concept of being. We can see how the brain zooms in using these circles. That large outer ring is the vague thing we started with. As the shape gets closer, the next circle highlights, recognizing a moving animal. Closer still, the next circle reveals a dog. Finally, the tiny center circle highlights, recognizing a specific individual, your neighbor's dog, Max. This shows us a recurring pattern in how we learn. Our minds often start with the biggest, most universal ideas before we can ever get down to the precise details. Now, imagine trying to decide if Max is a good boy before you even knew what Max was. You couldn't do it. Before we can form an opinion, the brain has to act like a collector. It gathers the raw ideas of what things are, like the concept of a dog or the concept of good, without making a choice about them yet. This act of simply grasping an idea is called apprehension. Once you have those raw ideas, your brain can move to the next step, judgment. Look at these two separate puzzle pieces. One represents Max, and the other represents good. You can't connect them if you don't have them first, but once collected, they snap together to form a complete judgment. Max is good. Grasping what a thing is must always happen first. Only after you have those building blocks can you start forming sentences, opinions, or math equations. Once your brain identifies these building blocks, it uses a process called abstraction. You can think of it like swiping through filters on a camera to see the same thing in different ways. To test these filters, let's look at a simple apple. Swiping to our first filter, we view the world through the lens of physical science. At this level, your brain ignores the specific flaws of this exact apple, like a tiny bruise or a bent stem. Instead, it pulls out the general rules of appleness, the fact that apples are red, crunchy, and sweet. This first filter is what lets us understand whole groups of things in the world of sight and touch, without getting overwhelmed by every tiny, unique imperfection. Now, let's swipe to the second filter, the mathematician. Watch as we strip away the color, texture, and taste. The physical fruit is gone. The brain only cares about the pure shape, the way the object takes up space, and the number 1. Finally, we swipe to the third filter, the philosopher. For this one, we delete physical matter entirely. Notice how the shape dissolves. We've left the physical world behind. Now, the brain uses these abstract connections to think about invisible concepts. We aren't asking about the apple's color or its weight anymore. We're asking things like, what does it mean to exist? Or pondering the nature of life itself. By clicking through these 3 filters, the physical, the mathematical, and the philosophical, your brain can scale its understanding from eating a simple snack to pondering the universe. Every piece of information you take in follows this path, whether you're taking a math test or deciding what kind of pizza to order. Your brain is constantly gathering raw ideas, zooming in from a blur to a specific detail, and applying filters to decode the world. So, the next time you see a friend walking down a brightly lit school hallway and you stop to wave hello, remember that your brain just performed this entire sequence, gathering ideas, zooming in, and filtering reality, all in the split second it took to say hello.